Okay, so this is going to be a video covering my classic space train. It's built in the old gray without the blue tint and lots of translucent green canopy pieces and things like that. Um, that was what I consider the classic space look, maybe just because those were the sets out at the time. Um, when I was 8 or 9 years old, I had the Alien Walker and a few other sets. Um, the reason I have those Brickcanical pieces back there is I just picked those up yesterday at Walmart on clearance, and a lot of the leaves on them are actually in a translucent green. And I got those sets for $2 each. Um, this is in no way a paid advertisement or anything like that. I only have 2 subscribers. I'm just covering these bricks, not even as a set really, just as their usefulness as far as other Lego creations. And, it appeared on the box there that they were translucent. So that kind of got my curiosity going. But for $2, I thought that was a decent price. They're about 100 pieces. Even if you were to just build them to use as decoration as they're intended, that would be just fine. But once I opened them today, I was pleasantly surprised at how well they match. And the pieces are actually what I would consider like specialty pieces, different angles. Here you have the ball joint pieces. This one has the rod that minifigure hands will clip onto. This is another angled piece. And then one of them had these pieces as part of the stem of the plant. Also, these brown pieces here came with the holly set, and I'm sure I can find different uses for them as far as trees and other foliage. And here's the holly set here. And this is the mistletoe. This one I found the least useful as far as other sets. It has the other type of green, but it also isn't like an exact match. It's certainly close enough, and I'm sure I'll use that on some mechs or something like that. And it does have some interesting pieces in there. The little candlestick holders and flower stem. And these little bar clips. But let's get on with the train. So I was looking to build a space train in classic gray. I don't have a lot of those pieces. They also didn't make a whole lot of like different pieces at the time. So basically I used different methods for a studs knot on top for the side to kind of give it a bit more greebling and detail. This I believe was from one of the 90s police sets, this canopy. I got it off of Bricklink. Those sets back then, they were building these like really odd town cars where they would have these canopies and no door on the vehicle. They were very plain. Not a great design in my opinion, but I certainly appreciated the colors that they offered, and I got all this stuff at yard sales or on Bricklink later on. This is another canopy piece, and I just use this as the kind of back window of the train Now I have a 9-volt motor up front, and then just kind of bogey at the rear end. Can go ahead and spin this around a little bit. This is actually an official Lego piece. I'm not sure what that came with. That was another one I got off of Bricklink, but it fit the style. I built this train about a year ago, and then I just added a few of these Brickcraft pieces today. This one here, these here, and this canopy, which I'm using is kind of like a cover for the cargo area back here. That actually was on the not the mistletoe. Let's see, this one here, it's on there as the leaves, but it's quite a close match to the original translucent green. So that worked out really well. Other than that, it's just a big open driver area. Got a few computers in there. The classic gray print. I just love that style. Used the yellow space Lego man to kind of stand out. There's a wrench and a walkie-talkie in there. This doesn't flip open very far because of stuff in the way of the canopy, but you can see there's a computer in there and a tape recorder piece on the other side. And then that piece with all the gauges, that was later after Classic Space, but it was still before they changed the gray color and added the light blue tint to all the gray pieces. I was pretty happy with how this turned out. This was 6 studs wide, so I just knew, okay, this is really going to work well for a regular size train car. I haven't built any other cars for it yet, but I imagine I'll do some more in gray and maybe white and blue. As far as greebling goes, I had some smooth light pieces here on the side that are newer. Had these printed arrows that are vintage. But as you can see, it's pretty plain by today's standards. But I do appreciate how it turned out. These pieces I have a bazillion of. I got them off of Bricklink for a few cents each, and they're very handy in different ways. Here I kind of used the fact that I was building studs not on top to bring some things in sideways. There weren't a whole lot of pieces back then that were of that kind of alignment. So what I did was use some newer pieces in yellow, and I think in some of the places I used old gray Technique pieces, and then put like a little half Technique pin in there to function as kind of like stud on the side. Got these printed doors from one of the town truck sets here. They do open. Got one of the old hoses, and these old like rocket booster kind of pieces. And it's a relatively short locomotive. It's built on the 24 stud regular train base. And I think that's about it for this video. I was impressed with the quality of these pieces. I will say the red was a bit lighter than regular Lego. I'm not sure if you can tell here. This is Lego, and these pieces are the Brickcraft. So they're a bit more like creamy, but they're not so different that they wouldn't blend right in. I'm pretty particular with that kind of stuff, and it's not a big deal to me. The main reason I was impressed is because they're actually the same kind of pliability and strength of Lego pieces, and I think you know, they snap together well, but they also come apart relatively easy. They're not the kind of ones where you have to like rip your fingers open or get a brick separator to mess around with them. And there were lots of interesting pieces like these berries, which are the ball joints, the Technique ball joints. And this was from the mistletoe. You have them in the creamy color. And I just kind of started separating some of these wings and stuff out because I figure I'll do something with the mech with them. Got these pieces here that were part of the flower petals. Lots of these centered clips. I think there was 16 of them in each set. So for $2 on clearance, I think that's a good deal. I do think they need to bring their price point a little further down if they want to be successful. 100 pieces for $6 for off-brand, like third-party non-Lego pieces, and you don't have a minifigure. I think most people aren't really going to go for that. As far as like a standalone Christmas decoration, I think maybe, you know, $3 or $4 would be a price that people would certainly pay to have them, you know, either to decorate before Christmas or for little stocking stuffers. But I do think $6 is a little much. And most people aren't going to be using these pieces for personal MOCs and builds. They're just going to be building the model and be done with it. So let me bring this one in again and flip around. Actually came with this very long Technique brown piece. I'm sure those will come in handy as part of like a stand for a tree house or something like that. So yeah, all in all, good sets. Keep an eye out for them on clearance.